The Big Daddy, the bigger, Big Daddy Kane. Now, what people didn't realize is Big Daddy Kane could have had one of the greatest albums of all time on one of his worst albums of all time. Big Daddy Kane was known for never dropping a terrible product ever. Like, Big Daddy dropped, the album was fire. When people thought, oh, he's going to R&B, he smacked him in the mouth with something hard to let him know, whoa, man, he still came. Thought he was the ladies' man. He still came. Then as the styles changed and people wasn't really into the Iggity style no more. The rookie, the rookie, the rookie, I'm rookie, the rookie, the rookie, the rookie, the rookie, over the store. Once that was over, it was hard for him to transition and shift to the style or even have the interest in caring to do so. He was drinking a lot more. His attention to rap was lackadaisical. He was just writing for certain people and like, here's a rhyme, like he wasn't really in it, and he was mostly bringing up young guys under him and letting them get their shot. Their hunger was pushing him. He want to be the old lion, with the young lions. So when he saw Jay-Z, who was only a few years older than, but he had been in the game so long at this point, and to see Jay-Z come along, it was like, okay, here's Jay-Z, and the game isn't. That's the thing. Kane was only in the game since like '87. Here it is, like '94, and he's already looked at as the old hit. That's how the game moved back then. You didn't have a 10-year window. You had a few-year window, and then the window's closed. You look at Run DMC's dominance, it don't last that long. It really don't. In hip hop, especially back then, it really, you had about 2, 3 albums, you're gonna be hot. Then after that, they gonna move on to the next product. So longevity was something never heard of in the game. Especially for staying on top. Now, when you talk about the Kane situation with his album, Big Daddy had all of these songs, all these beat makers, all of these guys who were young coming up in the game who had these tracks, these hits. Oh man, they had monsters. And what's his name? Easy Mo B. He had beats for him, but Mr. C and them, they weren't gonna allow that to come through for some reason. And he was taking his time. He's like, yo, Kane love that track. He want to get on there. He's like, man, get Kane to use my track then. You know what I'm saying? I get it for him. And what happened is Kane would listen to a track, know where they got the sample, and what people didn't know, Kane was going back making the mix himself, finding the records. Like, oh, I know that record. I can make my own beat. Because people didn't know, a lot of people, some people knew, Kane was making his own tracks, a lot of them. So he went there and was like, boom, 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 get the record. Boom, boom. He was like, I like that sound. I know which record that is. He could tell because he remembered the record, the old record. So he'll go grab it and get it, and he can get the beat, boom, 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 right to it. And he'll fix it up how he want, and that'll be that. Sampling laws were a lot different than what it is now. So anyway, he didn't work with Mobb Deep. So Mobb Deep had all these beats, man, and Machine Gun Funk. That was supposed to be Big Daddy Kane's album. And that was the same track. Biggie loved Machine Gun Funk. That he wanted that to be his first single. He wanted his first single to be Machine Gun Funk off the album. He loved Machine Gun Funk, that beat. And he remembered something similar because on Big Daddy Kane's album, they were listening to Kane new album. When Kane new album was out and they was playing Daddy's Home. And he was like, man, boom, 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 boom. He was freestyling to Daddy's Home. It's like, man, that's tight. Yeah, yeah. Bop, bop, bop. He was like, yeah, he hitting that right. Yeah, he hitting it right. So Big was feeling that Daddy's Home song off Big Daddy Kane's album, Daddy's Home. The first song track off the album. And if you listen to that and Machine Gun Funk, you'll see why he gravitated to both. And that was supposed to be on Daddy's Home. And this happened consistently on this album. Big Daddy Kane album would have been a smash had he not turned people away and actually embraced them. He was still trying to do it with what he was used to doing or working with, and not really changing or working with people who were polishing it. They were just taking it as face value, using stuff he used before, because he was really just trying to throw an album out there, get it completed, and get it out and get it done. So MCA had a product that they really didn't know how to sell. And the times had changed, and it was like the lack of effort was evident in that project. It just wasn't Kane no more. It was a wore down Kane. Some of the songs he was like, okay, well, this is Kane. Then it was gone. So on that note, I'm gonna say I'm out. This has been a truth behind the Big Daddy Kane album. Well, yeah, he should have definitely embraced the Wu-Tang a lot more. He had Shaheem and the Rugged Child. He wanted to make a Brooklyn album. You know, he wanted to get back to the brook, to the borough. This was like, that's what it was about. Daddy's home. Big Daddy Kane is home. This whole album is about Brooklyn. You know, show and prove Brooklyn. You know, he trying to get back to the block. It's just that the times was changing, the styles were changing, and that's why the album didn't get the certain appeal that the rest of them got. And that's it. So yeah, that's it. So anyway, subscribe. I'm reading this email somebody sent me. It's crazy. This is the only girl I know. That's how you know you dating a professional woman. She sends you an email. I'm like, no text, no nothing, just straight email. Okay. All right, babe, I get it. You're professional. I see your little attachments at the bottom, call and this and that. So, like, you want to respond to me in email. Mm, okay. All right. I'll play your game. I'll send an email back professionally and then tell you to call me when you get off work.